Hey friends, welcome back to our channel. So a bunch of people have asked me about how I made the dresser, and so I'm going to show you a little bit of a step-by-step. It's kind of lengthy, so feel free to skip any parts you don't want to see, but it's here in case you want to go back and take a look at it. So first I laid down the cloth, which did absolutely nothing for sanding, and then Sean helped me put the dresser on top of here, which I really thought it was going to help, but it did absolutely nothing. We got sand and dust all over the house, like the entire house was covered in a layer of dust. So then after we figured out that wasn't going to work, we will show you in just a minute. But in the meantime, while we wait, here's the before of the dresser, and I just wanted to show you guys up close how many scratches it had on it. It was gnarly. My parents have had it since, I believe, the early 90s, maybe early 2000s, late 90s, I'm not sure, but it had been through the ringer. We have had animals my whole life, so yeah, here it is. But here's where we figured out the dust control situation. So we had the rooms taped off, or Sean taped off the exterior rooms that we didn't want any more dust in, because as you can see here with sanding, it got pretty bad. And obviously this was my first day sanding where I did not cover that room and it got really dusty in there. So this is kind of the first step after I got everything covered off and cleaned up, was to sand down the entire dresser. I tried to sand out as many scratches as I could. I definitely didn't get all of them, so you'll see at the end I used wood filler on them. But first I started off with sanding down everything, and I went over it probably 3 or 4 times. And then I used the hand sander I used the palm sander here, sorry, and then I went over it with my hand itself to just get some of the edges that I didn't get quite great with the palm sander. Also, I think it's called a palm sander. If that's not the official name for it, don't come for me. I'm new here. So after that, we put the herringbone pattern on. So we put it on directly to the faceplate of the dresser. Now, if your dresser isn't heavy enough in the back to support it, you might want to sand the drawers down a little bit, or the faceplates down a little bit, just so you make sure that your dresser doesn't tip, unless you're going to anchor it into the wall. After that, we cut off the extra wood. By the way, this wood is 1/4 inch by 1.5 inches by 4 feet. And obviously we took some of that wood off before just so it wouldn't be 4 feet all the way hanging off the faceplate, which would have been kind of difficult. But Sean sawed all the extra wood off, which took a hot minute. And more sawing. Also, he doesn't let me play with sharp things, which, you know what, I don't blame him. And I know this is going to be on the internet forever, but I hurt myself very easily, so I also don't let myself play with sharp things, but especially not saws with blades that are moving super fast, and so we had some help in this part. After that, he used the belt sander for just a minute to try to flatten out any of the edges that came out a little bit not perfectly smooth, but you also want to sand it down anyway just to make sure that none of the edges are like too sharp when you put the drawers in, because obviously if you're going to be getting clothes in and out of this, you don't want it to get stuck on there. And this is how the drawers looked after they were all sanded, and I think it came out pretty good. But I wanted to show you guys kind of all together how they looked, and that's why we chose the herringbone pattern, because they went with each other, like it went back to back to back like that. So as you saw from the last video, it had a bunch of nail holes in it because we nailed all of the wood, whatever they're called, wood slats, wood pieces, whatever they're called, onto the faceplate of the dresser. So after I sanded them down, I put wood filler in all of them just to make it like super clean and super smooth. And this was my favorite part, painting it. I chose this sage green color. I absolutely love this color, but everyone says it looks mint, which is fine, whatever. It does look kind of minty. I think it looks sage green in person, but it was super calming to me, which is why I was like, I like this light color. And also, I feel like this color goes with a lot, and if you guys have seen our previous videos, you know our color scheme or style of the house is kind of like modern farmhousey, so there's a lot of like wood colors and soft grays, and I think that this fits in really well with that. also feel free to watch my dog stalking me because he's just the cutest thing in the whole entire world. And I love when he hangs out with me when I do projects. He just wanted to watch. And if any of you guys have pets, you understand how adorable this is. I'm also realizing now that I didn't need to make the paint segment this long, but I love painting. This was literally my favorite part of the entire project, and I like cleaning it off and making sure everything came out even, so I made the clip this long. Sorry guys. After we painted, we put the herringbone pattern back onto the faceplate, and then it came out like this. And the last part was to add all the hardware, which I chose these gold knobs. They were super cute. If you want to know where they're from, just comment below and I'll tell you. And this was the finished product, so let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you guys want to see more of this. Make sure you subscribe to see house renovations, furniture facelifts, and all of the fun stuff. Thanks for watching!